Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's another day of Vlogmas and today we are getting ready for the day using a full face of Chanel Beauty, and I will be creating the perfect holiday party smoky eye using some of the pieces from their holiday collection this year. I've been playing around with these pieces mostly off camera to perfect the look, and I finally feel like I'm in a good place where I'm ready to share. First things first, I really need to clip my hair out of my face, so I know it looks kind of crazy, but this will solve a lot of issues to just move it out of the way. And I don't have any moisturizer on my face yet, so I'm going to go in with this lift. This is the Creme de Nuits, the evening moisturizer, but my skin is so dry at the moment. I don't even care. I think this will probably still be perfect. I really like the lift line. You can tell it's far more dense than their original cream. It's more like the Riche texture. The cream Riche. My skin is usually pretty combination, or I would say normal. I used to have combination skin, but now that I'm in my mid-30s, I don't really get as oily in the T-zone. Not usually. I guess it depends on what I'm doing during the day and what products I use. So I would say I have more normal skin. It has been a little bit dry outside, but I think it probably has to do with the evening serum I've been using. It's resurfacing, so it's getting rid of that top layer of dead skin cells. I can definitely tell it's drying out my skin a little bit. Since we're creating a very smoky eye, of course I'm going to be doing eyes first, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my Wonder Beauty eye masks. Thought about applying the Chanel under eye masks, but I'm selfish. I'm going to save them. I will use them soon on camera because we do have some holiday parties to get ready for. Today I'm just going to be using the Wonder Beauty. I really like these. It's important that I line them up correctly today because I want to create a nice crisp line right here. So not only are the masks going to hydrate my under eyes, but it will also act as a shadow shield. So I want to create a nice angle, and I'm leaving some room underneath the lower lash line. And then you want to try to mirror that on the other side. Today I'm using the Rose Corrector. I could also use the Chanel Concealer, but this was at the top of the drawer. And I'm going to dab a little bit on the eyelid to prime them. This will color correct my skin tone and create a nice even base underneath the eyeshadow. Now, I always begin by popping a little color in the crease, and I prefer my crease shade to be completely matte. So as much as I really love this beautiful holiday quad because it's so sparkly and fun, it really doesn't have that perfect transition shade. I could start with the black, but then I think it might take our look a little too smoky too fast, and I would prefer to build up to it. You almost need to start with some sort of outside product. Some sort of medium intensity brown. I pulled out this Le Beige Warm eyeshadow palette. I think this shade would be perfect because these are more of a baked light natural formula. If you have this palette or something similar, you could start there. It's been a really long time since I pulled out this Le Beige eyeshadow palette. I know this is not available anymore, but it's just so perfect for this look. So I'm going to use this, but of course, these are all neutral brown shades. I'm sure you have something similar. So with a fluffy brush, I'm going to begin with this bottom shade right here, and I'm going to start buffing that in the crease. Out of all of the limited edition pieces that Chanel has discontinued over the years, I would say this is probably the #1 most requested product. If Chanel ever did decide to bring back this eyeshadow palette, it would be pandemonium. People would just go mad. I think they would try to buy 5 or 6 at a time because it was so beloved and just the perfect neutral eyeshadow palette. These 9-pan palettes are always really nice, but this one in particular is so user-friendly. The formula is amazing. It makes me so sad that you can't get this anymore. As always, I'm concentrating the color in the outer half of the V, outer half of the crease, but then I am slowly bringing it in. And I'm trying to keep it low on the inner crease. Now that I have a little something down on my lids, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the beautiful Holiday Chanel No.5 eyeshadow palette and a Rephr 13 brush, and I'm going directly into the black, which used to have a No.5. You can still kind of see it in there. And this is going in the outer V, outer crease. In my very limited experience playing around with this palette, it goes on pretty light, but you can build it up. So we want to keep this very low in the crease. This is where the brush size really comes in handy. I couldn't do this with a larger fluffy brush because it would just get a little bit too messy. And we are going to flick it out a bit to create sort of a dramatic extended cat eye effect. Going back quickly with that original brush, and I'm just going to blend out right on top of the outer crease. I don't want to do too much blending inside because I don't want it to go up, up, up close to the brow. Just as long as there aren't any harsh lines, that's perfect. Same thing on the other side. I'm starting with the outer V, outer crease area, and then I'm going to blend it in. This year we have my husband's work holiday party to attend, which is always a lot of fun because he works for a big company, so they go all out and there's always a lot of people, food, drinks, dancing. It's a lot of fun. And then one of my good girlfriends, she's having people over for a smaller holiday get together at her new house. So I'm excited. We have some holiday party plans, which is why I was inspired to come up with this look to begin with. That, and I really wanted to get some use out of this eyeshadow palette. I think it is very pretty, but it's not quite as user-friendly as some of their other palettes, so you do have to play around with it maybe a few times, but once you get your looks down, it's very easy. The next step is a bit tricky, but this is what elevates the look and makes it more special occasion. So we're going to be creating a cut crease. So I have my concealer again and a flat shader brush that is pretty precise. We're going to take just a teeny tiny bit of this. Just a little bit. You could also use some sort of eye base, eye primer. And just in the very front of the lid, I'm going to lightly carve out the crease. Now the reason I'm keeping it nice and light is because we're going to go on top with that black sparkly liquid eyeshadow, but I still want to get the shape correct, so that's why I'm going in with the concealer first. Now here's the really fun part. We're going to go over the concealer using this Ombre Premier Lac in shade 17 or Noir. It is so sparkly. I also really like the gold version of these liquid shadows. I think the two really sparkly liquids are even better than their normal shimmery liquid shadows. For whatever reason, I have no issue with these. The only problem with the black is just that it's a black eyeshadow. So how often are you really wearing black? That's the only thing that gives me trouble about this. As long as you commit to the smoky eye, there are plenty of uses for it. So instead of using the applicator like I normally would, because we want it to be a bit more precise, I'm going to pick it up with the brush. It is so sparkly, and I love that the sparkles are gold. It looks so pretty. I've layered the product to where I want it. Before it completely dries, I picked up another flat shader brush and I'm going into this gold. And I'm going to very carefully pop this just on top of the liquid shadow. It is so sparkly, and the liquid shadow is going to help grip all of the sparkle. I'm going to lean in so you can see this eye. Of course, we still have to remove the under eye mask and clean it up, but this is sort of the idea over the top. This eye look would be perfect with false lashes. Maybe not a full set, but the outer lashes that you see a lot now, just to give you a little extra volume out here. I think that would be perfect. That's probably what I'll do for one of the holiday parties we have. And I also think you could do just a little stripe right here of maybe a silver or a gold eyeliner right in the crease. I picked up more of the black sparkly liquid shadow, and I'm going to do this eye now. For this look, you really have to do one eye at a time because you have to apply the gold glitter before it completely dries. I just touched up the outer V with the black on this side, and I think they're even. You have to be careful. Depending on your eye shape, you might have to keep your eye closed while you're applying both the liquid shadow and the glitter, because if you open your eyes, you might accidentally transfer some of that liquid to the top. That happened to me over here, but it's really easy to fix it. I just went in with a little precision brush, picked up a little bit of the black, and helped carve out that crease. Again, not a big deal. I also got a little liquid shadow down here on the bottom, but not a big deal. We're going to remove the eye masks, and we're going to clean up the under eye area. Is it just me, or do I look a bit like a space alien? I know it always looks crazy when the eyes are done first. So now we are moving on to face, and I've picked up my Ultra Le Tint foundation. I like this because it has medium buildable coverage. It's buildable to full, but it's long wearing and it has a matte finish. And then I'm going to mix in a pump or two of this iridescent illuminating fluid. This is basically the Le Beige fluid, but it has this really pretty gold shimmer, like Chanel No.5. This was part of the holiday collection. Someone said that it smells like Chanel No.5, which I did not notice the first time I used it. So I need to pump this on the back of my hand quick and see if it does have a scent. It does have a little bit of a smell, but it just has the same Le Beige scent. Vita Lumiere also has something similar. I can't say it's stronger than any of the other products. I don't really notice. It doesn't smell like Chanel No.5. It just smells like the other Le Beige products. So I'm going to do 2 pumps of foundation. I'm just mixing that together on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to start in the center of the face and blend out. I actually think that would have been really cool if they gave it the fragrance of Chanel No.5. Although I know a lot of people don't like fragrance in their cosmetics, but they definitely don't like Chanel No.5. But they could have done No.5 Low or something very, very light that you could barely detect it. Probably would have been difficult because then more people might have sensitivity or reactions to it. Next, I'm going back in with the rose color corrector, and I'm using this in lieu of concealer. It's very slightly rose. It's not really a bright pink. So it's just going to help to brighten the area a little bit. This is the makeup look that I wore to the 5 Echoes Chanel art installation over the weekend. There's a pop-up in Miami. I think they probably first opened during Art Basel, but it goes until December 21st. So if you are local to the Miami, South Florida area and you're interested, it's free and open to the public. You do have to reserve your tickets online, but I'll leave the information down below. It's worth checking out. It's a lot of fun. It's open daytime and evenings, Jungle Plaza in the Miami Design District. They created this forest in the middle of the design district, and then there's this sculptural maze that you can go through, and you can experience all of the different scents and notes from Chanel No.5. It's really interesting. It's part of the 100th anniversary of Chanel No.5, and the artist, as Devlin, collaborated with Olivier Polge, the in-house perfumer of Chanel. So they've been working on this project for 5 years, it said. It's pretty cool to be able to see it in person, and it wasn't that busy when we went. Next, I'm going to bronze using the Le Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream in the shade 395. This is the deep bronze. It's a little bit deeper, but once I blend it out, I think the tone is perfect. Today I'm using this Huda Beauty Face and Skin Perfector brush. Anytime I go in with a cream bronzer, I also like to go back with my original foundation brush, sometimes my concealer brush, and blend around the eye, the cheek, just to make sure that as I'm blending, I don't accidentally spread the product too far because, of course, placement is really important, and I want to keep the bronzer up in this area. If I come down too far or I take it too far in, it just kind of shrinks and sags my entire face. So you want to stay nice and lifted. If you need to go back and touch up your foundation just underneath, it's really quick and easy to do so. To set my under eye and T-zone, I pulled out my Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder in the shade 10. It looks stark white, but it's basically translucent. It's not meant to give you any coverage, it's just meant to set the makeup. For blush, I'm now going in with Rose Bronze. This is a classic, always available. And if you have Ombre, the blush that came out with the fall collection, or Evening Beige, those would also look really nice. Any of the more neutral shades of blush. But Rose Bronze just always looks pretty. This one and Quintessence are two of my favorites. Placement again is really important. I'm keeping the blush placed really high, almost close to this eye look. This tail right here, right in this area. Because we have so much going on with this eye look, I realize it's not done yet, but the end result is going to be very smoky. That's what we set out to do. We wanted to create a smoky eye, and that's exactly what we are going to end up with. I don't want to do a really bright, blinding highlight because I think it's just too much. It's very distracting and overwhelming, and it just gives that impression of too much makeup. You know, I think it's really appropriate to have a smoky eye for a holiday party or some sort of glam evening out, but when you have the really, really smoky and then bright beaming highlight, bold red lip, it just looks like you have a lot going on, and it can actually detract from the overall look. So I think an appropriate highlighter would be the Balm Essential, and they came out with a really pretty light gold shade for this collection. I skipped it because I picked up a lot of Balm Essentials and I just don't use them that much. So I am going to go in with my Duo de Camellia, but I am going to be incredibly light-handed. Just a teeny tiny bit. I don't care if you can barely see it on the skin. This is one of the most blinding highlighters they have, so again, tap, tap, tap. That's it. Just a teeny tiny bit. Right on the tops of the cheeks. You really don't need to add much, and we added the liquid illuminator to the foundation, so we do have some glow going on. I still like to do the Cupid's bow, the nose, the chin, and even a little bit above the brow. I think it's fine to have highlighter in all of those places. It actually looks better to have highlighter in multiple places on the face. That way it's not just like blinding highlight from the cheek and that's it. Kind of looks out of place. This way it looks like the overall complexion has glow. To finish the under eyes, I picked up a pencil brush and I'm going into the original brown eyeshadow. You could go into the black shadow from the Holiday Quad, but I think it might be a little bit too dark and just too stark in general. So I would go into the whatever shade you started with. I'm going to use this bottom shade right here, and I am going to buff that beneath the lower lash line. I picked up this completely blank brush, and I'm just going to go over all of the places that need a little more blending, like this line right here. With a little precision brush, I'm going into this really pretty champagne gold right here, and I'm going to pop this in the inner corner of the eye. I'm going to wrap it around the tear duct as well. Now that I have my holiday makeup, I need to pick out some holiday outfits. I'm tempted to go shopping for new dresses, but think I have some dresses from last year that I bought on sale, or was it the year before? No, last year, that I never wore. So I might end up shopping my closet. I might try to see if I can pick up a good deal somewhere, because there are some really great deals at the moment. I'm back. I filled in my eyebrows. I did top liquid eyeliner, outer wing, little mini inner wing. What else? I highlighted my brow bone. I think that's about it. And then the last step is to throw something in the waterline. I pulled out this gold eyeliner, the Or Antique, because I thought this might be pretty, tie in the gold sparkle on the lid. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Let's try it and see. I like it. I didn't want to do black. You could absolutely do black if you like a very dramatic smoky eye. I kind of prefer something with just a hint of warmth to warm up the face. And this gold is a very yellow gold, so it does have some warmth to it. This kind of fills in that gap, but it's not so dark that it closes the eye and makes it appear smaller. So I think this is perfect. It's coming together. I think it looks really pretty. The last step is lips, so I'm going to go ahead and take out these clips. Hopefully I don't have a dent in my hair. Nope, no dent. Take out this one. There we go. Now, for a look like this that's very bold and kind of dark on the eyes, I think a nude lip is perfect. You could do a brighter lip or a bold red lip, especially for an evening out when you're really dressed up, but it would have to be something that's very fancy. You have to be wearing, I think, a floor-length dress to really pull it off. It depends on you and your personal preference. So I am going to pull out the perfect nude lip to match this eye. Here's what I found. I think I temporarily misplaced my beige natural lip liner from Chanel somewhere in one of the drawers. I just had it pretty recently. So I'm going to go in with the natural lip liner from Chantecaille and then fill in my lips with the Intense Caramel, the Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue. Love these lipsticks, and especially for a holiday party, special event, this would be my #1 recommendation because it will last through eating, drinking. It will last all night. You don't really have to worry about touch-up, and they feel really comfortable on the lips. So highly recommend. And then I'm going to top this off with maybe a little bit of this blush lip gloss from Laura Mercier. I had a change of heart about the lip gloss. Instead, I'm going to go with Chantecaille Blythe. This is one of my favorites. I just had to pull it out of my purse. I wanted something a little bit lighter because this nude is a deeper nude, the Intense Caramel. I finished my Timeless Beige. That was kind of that perfect nude. Tender Beige is also really pretty. As soon as I finish this, I'll replace it with Tender Beige. Intense Caramel is a gorgeous, deep nude. I want something a little bit lighter, but this gloss is going to lighten it up. Not much, just a little bit. And it will add so much shine. I'm taking one last look to see if there's anything I need to change. I kind of like the matte complexion. Tempted to go in and add just a little bit more highlighter, but then I'd be breaking my own rule. I don't think I need any more blush or bronzer. I have enough color on the face. I think this is it. Now, when I recreate this look to actually attend a holiday party, I'm not doing anything tonight, but when I do go out and I'm wearing a fancy dress and I'm all dressed up, then I will add some corner eyelashes because I think that would just take it to the next level. It'll be so pretty. The holidays and some sort of special occasion, that is the only time you will catch me wearing false lashes. I know lashes have come a long way. I have a couple pairs of the magnetic ones that I haven't tried, and I see all sorts of tutorials and little videos where they look really easy, but I will not be fooled. I'm sure once I actually start to apply them, it won't be quite so simple. So I don't really like to apply false lashes, as beautiful as they are. Today, the very last step is setting spray. So I'm going to use my Hydra Beauty Essence Mist. This has vitamin C, E, hyaluronic acid, a bunch of great stuff. It smells amazing. My makeup for the day is now complete. So that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you feel inspired to play around with some of these Chanel holiday pieces or maybe come up with your own holiday party glam look. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.